What a win tonight out there, Caniacs. You guys just rocked PNC Arena just like the Carolina Hurricanes did. Carolina beats Washington on home ice 5-2. What a game that this was. Holy buckets. Now, unfortunately, the scoring was started off by Brett Connolly at 5:06 of the first period, putting us down 1-0. Coming out from behind the net from Eller and Burakovsky on beautiful passes. I'm not going to lie, that was a good play by the Washington Capitals there, going top shelf and beating Peter Mrazek. But we turned around, we answered at 10:35 of the first period, it's 5 minutes, 29 seconds later, with a goal of our own from Warren Foegele on a beautiful play by Jacob Slave and Dougie Hamilton. And, of course, the hot rookie, Warren Foegele. That was an amazing play that tie up the game in the first period. I'm not going to lie. Warren Foegele, that's his fourth of the postseason. And he is going to be going places whether or not we win the next game, Game 7, in Washington on Wednesday. The beauty of the Warren Foegele goal, though, is the fact that Dougie Hamilton comes in there, fires a strong wrister, it rebounds off of Holtby on the save. Foegele just picks it up, holds it for a second, waiting for traffic, and just fires it and beats Holtby like he's not even there. Glorious tying goal. Again, that's number 4 of the postseason for Warren Foegele right there. Washington's only other tally of the entire game came at 15:12 of the first period on a transition where the Washington Capitals managed to catch the Carolina Hurricanes with their pants down during a line change. Gorgeous pass from Orlov to Alex Ovechkin, who, as normal from the face-off circle, just buries it home past Peter Mrazek. I mean, there's not much they could have done better there other than making sure the puck was deep. I mean, it was a bad play, bad decision. We paid for it. And it could have made the game a lot different if we hadn't played as well as we did tonight. I mean, tonight the Hurricanes came out. They learned from their mistakes in Washington the other night, and it showed. That was it for scoring in the first period there. Only 3 goals between the two teams. However, Carolina outshot Washington a little over 2-1. 15 for Carolina, 7 for Washington. Pretty dominating period there. Going into the second period, they outshot Washington 9-7, so very tight on shots on goal. However, the difference-making goal happened to be by Teuvo Teravainen, fed by none other than our all-star passer, Sebastian Aho. The beauty of that play is that it starts back in the Carolina blue line on a poke check by Calvin DeHaan, which sends it all the way across ice, deep into the Washington Capitals zone, in which Sebastian Aho wins the race to it, brings it around the back of the net, shoots it over to Teuvo, and Turbo does his Turbo thing, which turns around, ties the game at 2-2, and is the only tally of the second period, which just has the entirety of PNC Arena lit. Going into the third, everybody's breaths hold. We're tied at 2-2. This is Game 6. This is make or break time here. And Washington went pretty all in on this period, but couldn't convert. They almost tied Carolina on shots on goal. They had 11 to Carolina's 12, with a pull by Braden Holtby at 3 minutes out to the end of the game, which was, in my opinion, pretty reckless of the Capitals, but it worked in our favor, which we'll get to that here in a minute. The interesting part of the end of that sequence, there was an incident where Ovechkin slashes Saku Manalainen. He's always a tough one to pronounce, but my wife's talked about melatonin lately, so I had that stuck in my head. Manalainen. But Alex Ovechkin slashes Saku Manalainen, gets called on it for a 2-minute penalty, and then turns around as he's skating to the box, decides he's going to applaud and pulls himself a game misconduct on top of it, turning around, making it to where Brett Connolly is serving said penalty. And this is at 18:52 of the third period. The game's essentially over, and it looks like Alex Ovechkin's just a little pissed at this point. Game breaker came at 3:51 of the third period on a beautiful tip-in by Jordan Stahl after a net front battle in which Brock McGinn and Justin Falk just fight the puck and feed it to him, and he manages to beat Braden Holtby in the defense of the Washington Capitals right in front of the net. Huge goal to really set the third period tone. At that point, it would be downhill for the Washington Capitals, no matter what they tried. As goal number 4 happened to be a case of in the right place at the right time. Justin Williams, Mr. Game 7 himself, in a clutch moment. Pesce sits there, goes in to fire a one-timer from the blue line. As Justin Williams is coming across the net front, it deflects off of Justin Williams' stick and beats Braden Holtby right on the 5-hole. I mean, the look on everybody's face was one of, hey, did this just happen? Did we just get our safety goal? Yes, we did. And it was amazing. One of those fluke moments that just happened to sit there and seal the deal. I mean, at that point, this was at 11:58 of the third period. There was still, at that point, a hope that the Washington Capitals may turn around and be able to pull off 2 goals and win this, but highly unlikely with the way the game had been going at this point. Remember how we were talking about the Washington Capitals pulling Holtby around the 3-minute mark? Well, here's where it didn't work out so well for him. During a mad scramble by Washington Capitals to put up a last-ditch effort with 6 skaters on the ice, trying and make something of a comeback, Dougie Hamilton, on a mad scramble with Jordan Martinook on the Carolina blue line, turns around, makes a breakout, and shoots it from the center line and slams home the empty netter, making the game 5-2 at 16:54 of the third period, effectively ending any hope of the Washington Capitals making anything of a comeback in this game. After that, it was just a game of, hey, let's keep this lead. Let's not do anything silly. And that's shortly about 2 minutes later is when Ovechkin drew his slashing penalty and game misconduct in his frustration with the way the game went. Which, as the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Washington Capitals aren't probably thrilled this is going to a Game 7. Whereas us Caniacs, we are absolutely excited about this. Surprisingly, the special teams only really came into play when it came to the penalty kill, because neither team was really able to get any momentum with their power plays tonight. The Capitals went 0 for 2, which is kind of surprising considering every game otherwise the Washington Capitals have essentially converted on the power play, sometimes multiple times in the night. So this 0 for 2 tonight is a godsend. Hopefully our penalty kill remains just as good going into Game 7 on Wednesday. And the Carolina Hurricanes, despite the fact that their power play was looking good compared to whatever it was they showed us on Saturday night, I'm not going to lie, I still don't know what the hell that was. They went 0 for 4, showing that the Washington Capitals really stepped up their penalty kill game, and that the special teams weren't so much a factor in this one. And damn it, I forgot to mute my phone. Oh well, I'll let that go for now. So overall, this game, the Carolina Hurricanes came back, and they came back hard. Now, the big question every one of us Caniacs is asking, aside from "Are you in?" to quote Steve Dangle Glynn, is Game 7. Can we do it? And if you've been following me on Twitter, you know that I'm in with a couple of other Caniacs stating that we intend to get the stick and flag emblem from the Carolina Hurricanes' third jersey as tattoos should we win the series here. Now, granted, that may come at a later time due to my unusual daytime work schedule. Now, should we win this series against the Washington Capitals, it's going to probably take a little bit of time before I actually have time to go out and get the stick and flag tattoo done. But I am going to uphold my end of the essentially deal, because I use air quotes because it's kind of a Twitter thing. I don't know if these other guys are actually going to do it or not, but I intend, as a Caniac and a YouTube vlogger for the Carolina Hurricanes, to actually do this. And yes, when it happens, I'm thinking right here or somewhere on the forearm or something, but there will be pictures taken. I may even have my wife turn around and record a video if we happen to go out together and do it. And that'll do it tonight for South Florida Hockey Watch. Again, Carolina Hurricanes win 5-2 over the Washington Capitals at PNC Arena, forcing a Game 7 along with the few remaining teams in Round 1. If you guys like what I'm doing, please like, share, subscribe. And also, don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at Destra19Kilo. That's DESTRAA19K. I'll see you guys next time.